Hello, and welcome to the Newsfeed Talk Show edition. I'm Alessandra Young. Ever since we were little, we have been taught the importance of staying healthy, but only until recently did the concept of being healthy apply to more than just exercising a few times a week. Today, we'll be discussing all aspects of what it means to live a healthy lifestyle, including the importance of mental health and the versatile ways to approach physical fitness and nutrition. Right now, I'm joined with Kate Ritterpusch, who has overcome the difficulties that can be associated with mental health and what she learned from her experience. Thanks for being here, Kate. Can you tell us a little bit about your story and what mental health looks like for you?
Yeah, so I have struggled with mental health since probably middle school. It sort of started with like all of those changes. Like middle school's tough for I feel like everyone.
It's a rough time.
And then I just sort of felt like I would get sad, and then like I could never get out of it, and I felt like I was getting overwhelmed by like more things than I should be. And I sort of struggled with it silently for a long time. And it wasn't until I came to college and I sort of realized that like, oh, everyone else is having fun and I can't feel those feelings. That I sort of was like, okay, well, maybe I should ask somebody about it. So I actually ended up reaching out to some of my professors and I was like, hi, what's happening? And they encouraged me to actually reach out to Cook Counseling. Which I did, and I have had a really great experience with Cook Counseling. I'm not saying that everyone has had a great experience with Cook Counseling, but it's really important to find the people in your life that are like your advocates.
So who are your advocates in your life? Tell us a little bit about that, because I feel like going through all the mental health and the transitions, it's just sometimes those people that you thought supported you are no longer your supporters. So if you could just kind of touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, so struggling with mental health, it's really easy to alienate people. It's sort of hard, especially when you're in the thick of going through something really hard and your friends are like, well, we have other things to deal with. Like, we can't deal with like your issues right now. So it's really important to find those people that like are your ride or dies, like your thick and thin people. For me, that's my roommate Allie and my parents a lot. And then I found a lot of support through my professors and then my friends at theater.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And did you ever find theater was kind of like an outlet for you in a way?
Yeah.
To kind of escape everything?
Yeah, I wouldn't say escape, but for me, theater is one of the things where I can leave all my problems at the door for a little bit and just be involved in this world that's totally outside of myself. And I get to sort of explore another person's life instead of having to deal with my own. So
I completely relate. When I was doing it, that's kind of how it was like, just everything was left at the door and you could really just take on the persona of the person you were playing. And sometimes having outside obstacles kind of helped me get in the groove of my character. It's like, I can relate to this. I know how this character is feeling.
Yeah. In theater, we call it emotional discovery or something like that.
Ooh, so professional.
And it's sort of taking a moment in your life that you can dig into that's not too far for you. So you don't get lost in it because you always want to like keep yourself grounded, and we definitely practice a lot of grounding where like after a role, if it's too hard or you're feeling yourself slip and you're feeling your mental health like not being super real, one of the things that we talk about doing a lot is like laying on the floor and just letting yourself do like deep breathing for like 5 minutes and just like letting yourself check in with where you are and like be like, okay, here's where I am. This is okay. Let's move on. Let's have a good day.
No, that's good. And so how has this impacted you moving forward in your life?
Yeah, I definitely say that it's hard because sometimes you have a million things going on in your head, and then you have like 4 exams and you have tests and you have like other obligations. And so it's really hard to sort of balance those obligations versus like what's going on in your head. So for me, it's been important to always put myself first. And I'm unapologetically put myself first, and all of my friends know that. So if I'm struggling, I'm like, hey, it's a me day. I need to have a me day, and my professors know that about me. And yeah, so sometimes it's just putting yourself first.
And hey, that's okay, because if you're not in the place to be able to help someone, it really, you just kind of need to have that kind of just rest day, relaxation. And so what would you share advice-wise for someone going through this?
Yeah, I'd say anyone going through it, and I honestly think it's more people than we think, because a lot of people struggle silently. I would say you don't have to struggle silently. You can always reach out to friends, classmates, professors even if it feels weird, or even like random people on campus. You could probably go to a random person on campus and be like, hi, do you know where I could like go to talk to someone? And they could point you in the office of Dean of Students, Cook Counseling, anything like that. Those are all like free places to help you. And even though it like takes a long time sometimes to get in there, but if you do, it's really worth it.
So you feel like Virginia Tech has kind of been a beneficial factor in helping you on this journey?
Yeah, I definitely have outside like supplements. I do see a private therapist and things like that, but Virginia Tech is really good about like supplementing that and giving me the resources to go and find that. So.
Well, that's good, because I feel like not every campus kind of does that or can really provide all the resources sometimes that are available. So when you went to Cook Counseling and stuff, I know some people complain about the wait time. How was that for you?
Right. So Cook Counseling does have a pretty high wait time, but they do have a really great program for crisis counseling. So if you're in the midst of something that you feel like you have no control of at all, you can go in and they'll have a counselor see you within an hour. You just have to go and wait. Sometimes you have to wait like up to an hour, but they will have someone see you within that hour, and they will follow up with you and make sure that after that initial meeting that you're seeing someone there, and then also get you in touch with seeing someone outside of the school. And once you find a counselor that fits your schedule, as long as you keep up with your appointments, it's pretty easy to see them either weekly or a bi-weekly basis.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing this. I know it's sometimes difficult to do those kind of things, but we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So if you or someone you know is experiencing struggles with mental health, know that there are resources available to help, like Cook Counseling. Know that wherever you're going through, you're not alone. We want to bring awareness to the fact that mental health takes on many forms, and recognition is the first step of healing.
I avoid pictures with friends so I don't have to confront what the camera sees.
It's hard to act happy when I feel sad and alone. I like things a certain way, and when they're out of place, then so am I.
It's hard to go out with friends when you're afraid to spend money to participate.
My past builds walls around me. When they break, so do I.
My friends think I'm not hungry, but really, I'm scared to eat.
My emotions are a roller coaster, but it's not a fun ride for me.
I have to say no to plans because I'm afraid of being judged.
I eat for the taste, but never let it last for long.
My body dysmorphia,
My depression, my obsessive compulsive disorder,
My money anxiety disorder,
My post-traumatic stress disorder,
My anorexia,
my bipolar disorder,
my social anxiety,
My bulimia
is not who I am. It is only a small bump along the journey of who I will become.
Thank you to everyone who shared their story. Coming up, we'll welcome to the studio a personal trainer based right here in Blacksburg. Plus, we'll hear directly from Virginia Tech students on how they stay fit.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hi! Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back to this special talk show edition of the Newsfeed. I'm your host, Alessandra Young. Virginia Tech is known for being a fit campus, even achieving the honor of the fittest college campus back in 2015. But what do Virginia Tech students that make their fitness stand out?
Hi, my name is Allie Larrick, reporting for the Newsfeed. We're here in War Memorial, where we're asking students what unique ways they stay fit and how working out makes them feel. So let's see who we can talk to today.
I'm part of the course, so we do workouts for Army Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And since on those days I don't work out, I like to come here Tuesday, Thursday, whenever, like in between classes when I have free time. And then just protein shakes and creatine shakes when I can.
Biking, maybe?
Like outdoor?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the to and from class.
Watching what I eat and always making sure I do different exercises at the gym.
I'm in like RTC for Army, so getting up at 5 in the morning and doing PT, that's pretty fun sometimes. Like going for a run when like no one's on campus. That's a pretty unique way to stay fit. So.
Unique way I like to stay fit is as a staff person. I do half-mile swims during my lunch hour. And I do the yoga program here through War Memorial.
I make it a point to always exercise in the morning. I never like to go to the gym in the afternoon or the evening because by that point I'm just too tired and I really don't feel like it.
Oh, I like to go to the gym pretty much 5 times a week, and I kind of switch between different muscle groups because if you only focus on one muscle group, then you're not really it's not a whole body experience.
I like to take walks as study breaks and do yoga in the house if I can't get out.
I like to weight train, and I like to walk around campus a lot and walk home since I live on Oak Lane. It's like a nice walk by the duck pond. I like to take a little stroll.
I stay fit by working out every part of my body, just like my shoulders, like arms, biceps, like legs, every part. I just feel like balance. Like when I work out everything.
Okay.
For me, it's just like a big stress reliever, especially in college when everybody's stressed out about classes. Just to take 2 or 3 hours to come to the gym sometimes and just like relieve stress is pretty important.
It makes me feel a lot better. Just like about myself, it helps raise confidence.
It makes me feel amazing. It's absolutely essential for my well-being. So I make a point to always work out during my lunch hours here Monday through Friday.
I usually try to go pretty hard, so I usually like to feel uncomfortable when I work out, just because I know that I'm getting the best workout I can.
Relief of stress, more comfortable, overall improve mental health, I guess. Yeah.
I've done some research myself into it, but I think there's like dopamine release whenever you do work out, so you actually feel good, and then there's those endorphins as well. So it makes you feel good naturally, especially when you do some running. So it's a good side thing, as well as looking good, you kind of feel good as well.
More relaxed, a little happier, productive, like I can do anything.
Yeah. Makes me feel really good. It helps me like sleep better, and if I'm stressed, it helps me like de-stress and like focus better on studying and taking tests and stuff.
Makes you feel great. I have like energy for the day. I can like go and get my work done. It just makes you feel productive overall.
Okay. As we can see, Virginia Tech students find ways in their busy schedule to stay fit, but we want to find out how and why this is so important, and what are some other ways students and residents of the New River Valley can take care of their bodies. I'm here with certified personal trainer Mike Dodson. Mike is also a fit body coach as well as a nutrition coach here in Blacksburg. Mike, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, what kind of turnout do you see from college students because your area isn't on campus?
Well, we do see a good turnout because we are kind of smack in the middle of all the apartment complexes, and the students can't walk to our location. So definitely when the students come back, we definitely see an influx of kids who are putting their health and fitness as a priority in their life. We definitely would like to see more students put their health and fitness because it definitely has so many awesome benefits, but you know, we take what we can get.
So just for reference, where is your Fit Body Boot Camp located?
It is on 210 Prices Fork Road. It's right next to the roundabout, right next to Spice City and Indian Garden, across from Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'm just gonna want to eat, not work out.
Well, but that's the thing, and that's what we'll teach you. We'll teach you that that mindset and that discipline that comes with working out and fitness.
Okay, so what are some advice that you give to college students about fitness?
If you're unable to come to Fit Body Boot Camp, I do recommend just getting up and moving at least 2 to 3 times a week for at least 30 minutes. Just activate some muscles and just get the heart running.
Okay, so what are some habits in terms of either eating or exercise that you find is hardest for people to break?
I say eating out is the hardest thing because It's so easy to just eat out when you can pay someone to make the food for you. But when you become disciplined and you make your own healthy choices and make that healthy food for you, your body is it's very resilient and it's more responsive to getting those healthy calories into your body, which has a good turnout. Now, if we eat out, usually it's a high caloric meal. It's easier, it's greasier, it's fried. So, you know, more calories in, less calories out, you know, it's just the weight gain is going to come, which hence the freshman 15, because it's so easy just to acquire all those delicious calories.
I remember that. So instead of eating out, what do you recommend people do, like meal prep or anything? Because that's something I personally struggle with, meal prepping. I don't know how to do it.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you can Google just about anything, and if you can just Google how to cook chicken, start with that and just learn and teach yourself how to cook to start off with. But if you're looking for healthier alternatives, we can always start with places like Meza, Mediterranean, very clean ingredients that put into your body to start off with. And Chipotle is some of those go-to. If I'm in a bind, if I'm in a pinch, I go to those places and I usually find some good quality ingredients instead of, you know, Buffalo Wild Wings, which is deep fried, and give me some fries, etc.
So what are some feedback that you get from people that have come and worked out?
Honestly, a boost in mood. Overall happiness is good. As Kate was talking about mental health, I see a lot of people, their confidence is actually built because when you work out, dopamine and serotonin is actually released into your body. And those are the feel-good hormones that, you know, help us change our mood. So I know from personal experience that I always feel happier after a good workout.
So sometimes I feel like I'm so stressed out and I don't have time, but what you're saying is that it could actually help my stress.
It can. It gives you an outlet because our bodies are designed to move our bodies because most jobs now are sedentary, so we need that outlet to do something with these muscles that are given to us. So you reach out, if you just, like I said, move for 30 minutes a day or come to FitBody, move for 30 minutes, and get all that stress out, your body will thank you for it in the long run.
Okay, so how do you feel about some fitness fads going on, like juice cleanses, diet? No.
Okay, well, the thing is, they're temporary. Yes, they work, but what happens is you crash, and then from that, you're not learning the healthy habits to maintain for an extended period of time. So when you do fall off, and you do, it's like, I'm tired of just drinking juice and paprika, whatever those combinations are, you go back full force, you gain all the weight you just lost, and you didn't learn anything in the long run. So the idea is to learn a balanced, maintainable diet of your proteins, your fats, your carbohydrates, and your vegetables.
Okay, so do you have any kind of diets that you follow or that you would recommend as a fitness and a nutrition coach?
I personally, definitely lots of vegetables, whole foods, anything that spends less time in a factory. So when you do go grocery shopping, you want to stay on the outside aisles because you know that zucchini or that squash came from the ground. It didn't go to a factory, got processed, boxed, and sent back to you before you're eating it. So the wholer the food, the cleaner the food, the better.
Okay, perfect. So just like everything that comes from the ground is good to go. So kind of stay away from the processed meats and everything like that?
Processed meats, anything that's, I'm trying to think, like Pop-Tarts, for instance. There's not a Pop-Tart tree in this world. You're not going to go say, hey, I'm going to eat me a Pop-Tart. Well, you can't pull it off a tree. One, it's loaded with sugar, it's full of processed items. Maybe reach for a banana, something that's a little bit sweeter, it's natural, and it's going to have more vitamins and nutrients and more beneficial for you in the long run than a Pop-Tart.
Well, perfect. Thank you for all those nutrition tips.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Coming up, Mike will show us a live demonstration that I am super excited about of simple exercises anyone can do throughout their busy day.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. Today we're emphasizing the benefits of a healthy lifestyle. We've heard from a personal testimony from Kate of the importance of taking care of your mental health, as well as advice from Mike Dotson on staying physically fit. Mike is still here in the studio with us, and he's going to show us some simple exercises that anyone can do, even if they don't have much time. We've got one of our newsfeed reporters, Nathan Brennan, who's going to help Mike demonstrate these exercises. So, Mike, what is one exercise that people with not a lot of free time could squeeze into their schedule?
Honestly, you can roll out of bed and do all these exercises if you have just a couple minutes of time. We're going to start with the basic push-up. So what we're going to be doing here, this is going to be a high plank position. One thing you want to do is make sure your head is in neutral spine. You want to make sure your fingers are pointed forward. Your butt's not too low, it's not too high, it's just right, okay? So what he's going to do, he's going to allow his elbows to come back, and he's going to press the ground away from him, flexing his triceps, his anterior delts, and his pectoral muscles all at the same time. Now say, hey, Coach Mike, I can't seem to do a full push-up. Our modification to work your way up to a full push-up is to put your knees down onto the ground and modify and keeping your core nice and tight and doing the same motion, but just with less intensity. Next up, we're gonna have Nathan. Come on, stand up on Nathan. We're going to do a squat. Sometimes squats all we're doing is simulating a sitting and standing motion. So we're going to take him shoulder width apart, feet shoulder width apart, and we're just going to sit down like we're going to sit in a chair. So just sit, nice and low. Now we're going to pick on Nathan a little bit, and we're going to have him sit nice and low. We're going to have him hold it. Now one thing you want to make sure is your knees are not coming past your toes. Your core is nice and tight. Your head is in line with your spine. All right, just hold that for a second.
What's
now,
a way that we can make sure that our knees are not going over our toes?
Just self-awareness and making sure. One way to do it is actually think there is a chair behind you. And if you're having trouble sitting back, you can actually counterbalance with your hands if you need to help you get that depth that you're looking for.
So just like he's doing like this.
Oh yes, and it's really nice because when you're in this contracted position, you're isolating that quadricep, and actually if we let him sit here long enough, he'll actually start to shake because his muscles are starting to work.
How you feeling, Nathan?
Feeling good?
Shaky?
Little shaky.
Shaky,
the blood's starting to pump. We're getting that heart rate up, and we've only been doing it for 30 seconds. All right, next up, we're going to work on that core. So we're going to have Nathan down on his back. So I like to work the upper abdominal. So he's going to have his feet relatively close to his bottom right there, and he's going to place his hands over his chest, and he's going to lift his chest up like he's got a little string attached. He's going to crunch, exhale up. Let's keep it down. There you go. Good. Then exhale it up, and there we have a sit-up, okay? If you want this to be harder, you can always put your hands behind your head, making it a heck of a lot harder. That's going to work your upper abdominals. Now we're going to transition from that same position into a leg lift, which is going to work our lower abdominals. So what he's going to do is going to keep his legs straight. He's going to hinge from his hips and bring his feet to my hand. And there you have a leg lift. Now, if that's too hard for you, you can always alternate one at a time. One, and then down, good. Second one, down and good. That's going to work the lower abdominal region, which keeps our hips happy and healthy, okay? Helps us support. Then, I always like a nice, intense movement. Nathan, let's stand on up. Let's stand on up. And one of my favorite motions, and what I'm going to get you to do, I'll copycat, my favorite is a burpee. So what we're going to do down is we're going to combine a push-up, the squat, and some other ab moves. We're going to come down, up, push up, and jump up in the air. Now, Nathan, let's see you do it. I would love you go down, put your hands on the ground like you're about to do a push-up, shoot your feet back, push it up, jump your feet in, jump to the sky. Now, guys, you can do say 10 reps per move with all those moves I just showed you. Do 10 rounds of that. Should take you about 15 minutes, and that will be an adequate amount of work to get your body pumped and fired up, releasing those feel-good hormones for you to keep going.
Okay, Nathan, so you heard it from the coach. Can you do it on your own? You just rolled out of bed. Go. What's the first exercise?
So we're starting with the push-up?
Yes.
What's the form?
Make sure your fingers are pointed up, even with your shoulders.
Core nice and tight, pushing the ground away from you. Beautiful. Good. Exhale on the way up. Good. Next, now let's go to that squat.
How many push-ups would you recommend someone doing, especially if they're just starting? Because I know, I personally don't wake up and do push-ups. So, how many would you recommend?
I'd say start off with 10. Start off with 10. Let's go 1 week for 10 each day. Next week, double it. Go to 20. Next week, 30. Add 10 each week until you're cranking them out, and your body will adapt to its environment, and it will become stronger. So that's the cool thing about our body. It's an awesome machine. You just got to make sure its environment is what it needs to be so you do become stronger.
And
so
feel it right.
Feel good.
Feel it right.
Squats? Squats, man. Shoulder width apart. Sit on down. There you go. And push your hips forward. There you go.
Now, the only thing I have about the
Crunches.
So what do you recommend? Because normally when I do crunches, my feet always want to come up.
So what's happening is you're trying to compensate for the lack of strength in your abdominals. So if you're trying to do a full sit-up, actually extend your legs all the way out, which actually counterbalances your body. So then we can actually sit up and makes it easier. So as you become stronger, you'll eventually be able to bring your legs all the way here and do a full sit-up without actually having to shoot your legs out. So it's just your body. Your body's going to do what you ask of it, but it's going to compensate for whatever lack of strength you have in your body.
Okay, and so how many sit-ups would you recommend? Also, don't move, you have something in your hair.
I'd say, again, the rule of 10. I mean,
rule of 10 with squats too?
Squats 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 15. Just up the ante, start slow. You know, you don't want to start like, I'm going to do 100 push-ups right now. Don't do that. Start off nice and slow. Be nice to yourself in the beginning. Get yourself acclimated to your environment, and then just enjoy the process of getting stronger.
Okay, and so since we went easy on them, can we throw a little bit of a challenge in there? What are some challenging things? Sorry, Nathan.
All right. So what we're going to do, this is one of my favorite things to do. Is actually it's a 180-degree twist burpee. So we're gonna put all those moves we just did together. So I'll come here. We're gonna shoot back, jump up, jump, twist, come back down, jump up, twist, come back down. Same law with all landing nice and softly. Are you ready? All right,
I can't wait.
All right, so put it all together. Down, up, push up, jump, twist around, down, up, soft landings. Don't bang your joints. There you go. Come on. There you go. Good. Beautiful. Up and around. Where's my twist? Where's my twist, Nathan? There it is. Come on. How many more you got in you? Let's see how much longer can we give them to them? Here we go.
I can't tell. Who's the professional here?
Here we go.
Which one?
Let's go. All right. I mean, if you really want to, we can do this. We got time.
You were mentioning earlier, what is a hot sauce?
Hot sauce burpee. This is just
I would like to know.
It's another version of a burpee. I like to tuck my shirt in so my shirt doesn't go over my head. So we did these yesterday at boot camp. They're a lot of fun. So you come down, you shoot your legs up, come up, and drive it down. Put a little hot sauce on your burpee.
I'm not entirely sure if I can.
Okay, yeah, face that way,
Just don't kick me, please. Don't kick me.
In the push-up position, I kick.
You kick, no push-up, but just
like
you want to drive your feet up and back and come back where you started. Oh my gosh. There you go. Now you can do modifications, so there is a modification for everything. So we can do it slow. Here we go. 1, 2, and then jump up for the beginners.
So I'm a beginner.
You're a beginner, so let's take it slow.
I don't think you're a beginner, Nathan. I think you're doing great.
There you go. And then come up, jump, and then do it again. Well, do it again. We got to get you right. There you go. Nice. Drive it up. A little hot sauce on your burpee there. I love burpees. Those were actually my personal favorite exercise because they just activate just about every muscle in your body.
Wow. So can you, do you have any tips, other tips besides what we've just discussed? Just in general.
Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, minimum of 64 ounces a day. Because
more than 64?
Minimum 64 ounces a day.
Oh, wow.
Because,
I am behind.
I mean, we are mostly water. And the idea with this is if we are dehydrated, our energy level is low, our metabolism is lower, our brain function lowers, our viscosity of our blood actually thickens, so it's a slower flow in our body. But if we're hydrated, our cells are hydrated, our metabolism's up, our brain function and cognitive abilities are up, and your performance is just through the roof. So, and that's the thing, people, you hear about people getting sick who become dehydrated, have to get the IV bags, and water is important to us because we are mostly water. So drink lots of water and eat your vegetables, at least 4 to 5 servings a day.
4 to 5 servings of vegetables,
you said? Vegetables a day.
Wow. Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming here and talking to us about, and also Nathan, thank you.
Yeah,
he's a
job.
professional.
Yeah.
I can't even tell who the coach was. And so that will wrap up this special edition of the Newsfeed. A big thank you to our guests, Kate and Mike, for joining us today. If you have a story idea or even a talk show idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrb@gmail.com. And as always, you can connect with the Newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thanks, Kate. And we appreciate it. I'm Alessandra Young.